Hey guys, it's Mecha Chewbacca here, aka Wyatt, here representing the Azalea Aggrons in the CCL. Go ahead and hit the like button and go ahead and check out the other people in the CCL real quick. They're all wonderful people. Alright, and today we are doing the team builder for our matchup up against the Pasadena Palpitoads, aka Hakeem. And our first mon here is Sandslash. Now, Sandslash is meh, but I've got the Focus Sash on there purely because I need some reliable, clearing of hazards if he wants to set up any. And with the Rapid Spin, of course, and then I've also got EQ, a stab EQ from a Sandslash. Is nothing to really laugh at. Base 100, and this guy can put in some work if he really wants to. He's also got knockoff, and then he can set up his own hazards with stealth rocks if he does what I intend him to. So, and for the EVs, I've got, now I know setting up some speed EVs may seem weird, but speed creeping in leagues is essential. So I've got 32 in speed to outspeed the Lantern. So if he's uninvested, which I don't understand why he would be, he'll be able to outspeed and two-shot a max HP, no defense EV Lantern. Then I've also put max in defense, made it impish, so it can eat up all them Diamond Storms from the Mega Dansey. Not really. And I put the rest into attack just to do some decent damage. Now, on to our next mon, Entei. Entei is surprisingly bulky. I put max HP into this thing because I never realized that it has base 115 HP. That is 434 HP at level 100. I put 70 into attack and made it adamant. Adamant because it has extreme speed from an event, so I have to have it adamant. And then I have 188. That is so I outspeed the Lucario in case it is max speed timid. And just to make sure that we don't get completely boned by a special Scarfed Lucario, I made this guy Scarfed as well. And with this choice Scarf, he outspeeds all of Hakeem's draft. That maybe Scarf Chomp if he's max speed. But if he's just regular Scarf Chomp with a lot of attack, he'll outspeed that, and I'll probably get off a Willow. And a Scarf Willow isn't a bright idea, but I figured it might be useful because he has some really hard-hitting mons on the physical side. Garchomp especially. That's what I'm mainly scared of. Got Snorlax, but it could probably rest it off, but still, just to do anything to that thing would be amazing. And then I've got the Iron Head because he's got two fairies. One of them is 4 times weak to it. The other doesn't really appreciate physical hits. And then of course I've got E-Speed, which all Enteis need pretty much. Because base 80 top priority, except for Protect and Fake Out and Faint. Alright, on to the last mon, or the third mon, not the last, Jesus. Aggron. And this is my Mega Aggron, by the way. So, before it got sturdy, which it doesn't really matter because this thing ain't gonna die before it megas. For its move, I've got Avalanche, which is amazing on Aggron because as Mega, it has a huge attack stat. And since it is extremely slow, so it will always be moving last. So Avalanche will be doing extra damage. And that's also super effective, 4 times effective on the Garchomp and his Torterra. And I've got EQ on there as well, to kind of tie up some loose ends like the Delphox and the Lantern and a few other mons. And also got Heavy Slam. More coverage for those fairies because they are ridiculous. Togekiss and Mega Diancie are monsters. And that's why I also have Curse. Curse on Mega Aggron is broken almost. It makes it to where I really don't need any EVs into defense, which I don't. And it makes him hit even harder than he already does. I put max HP on this guy because Curse boosts that defense already, which I really don't need. And this is just the regular Aggron's base stats. This isn't even Mega Aggrons, and they are already insane. And it makes it slower just to improve the chances of Avalanche hitting last. And I also made it careful because, believe it or not, it can take a special hit when Mega, because it's base 80 special defense, pure steel, and it's got filter. Bot is getting through that very easily. And onto the fourth mon I've got. This thing is... I hate facing Jellicent in competitive, so that's kind of why I drafted it, because I couldn't get Gastrodon, and this thing is amazing. Mr. Monopoly, the Jellicent. I've got max HP, max special defense. I made this thing my dedicated special wall, as Aggron is my dedicated physical wall, but it can take special hits. As Jellicent can take some physical hits as well. That Ghost Water typing makes it resistant to a lot of hard-hitting physical typings, such as makes it immune to fighting, resists steel, all sorts of craziness. And I've also got Scald on here for the burn, make it eat up even more physical hits. Recover, because this thing will never die, I will guarantee it. Giga Drain, because it's super effective on both the Diancie, which is probably going to swallow it, and the Lantern, which is also probably going to swallow it, but I need to be able to hit it some way. Not to mention, it'll just make it last even longer. And I've got the Ice Beam coverage for the Garchomp and the Torterra. Primarily because in case he brings Special Garchomp, which is a very probable thing considering I have Mega Aggron, it probably wouldn't appreciate a Fire Blast, so that's why I have this thing. And onto my pride and joy, Gyarados. Gyarados puts in work against almost his entire draft. Same as Aggron, even better. It's got 98 in HP, max attack, adamant 252, base 125. That is a monster. And I put 158, so that way it will outspeed the Diancie just in case he doesn't have any speed investment. But that's not what makes this thing amazing, because it's got D-Dance. So even at +1, nothing on his team will outspeed. I don't think even a Scarf Lucario will outspeed, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to double check on that. And the Substitute as well. So basically, sub up D-Dance and start running house with Waterfall and EQ, which either hits super effective or neutral on his whole team, which is insanity. And then of course I've got Citrus just in case I need to sub up again in case he's got priority or something ridiculous. Also because I couldn't have 3 leftovers because Jellicent had leftovers as well. And my next mon, Peter the Clefable. I know it's not a great nickname, but it's the one I have. And I made this mon unaware because almost his entire team can set up Lord's Dance on the Garchomp, Nasty Plot, Togekiss, I believe Swords Dance, Diancie, Swords Dance, or Nasty Plot, Lucario, Curse, Snorlax, a whole bunch of craziness. So I'm not letting that happen. And another thing, Hakeem does not have a Dark type. And almost his entire draft, there are only a few Mons that resist Psychic. So that's why I have Cosmic Power, Stored Power on this. And Stored Power is my only offensive move on this. But it is for getting 40 points for each Cosmic Power I get up. So I get one Cosmic Power up, it's going to be base 60. Two Cosmics, it'll be base 100. They get a third one up, that's base 140. So if I can get to max defense and special defense, that is an insane amount of damage that I am doing. And then I've got Wish on there because I am a bastard and have way too many bulky Mons. And Wish Protect because fuck you, Hakeem. No, I'm just kidding. I love you, man. But I know this thing is cancer. I realize this. And that's why I made it extremely defensive. Max HP, shoot 128 in defense and special defense, and bold nature. Alright, that's all I got for this week right now. We'll see how the battle goes. Pray for me. Bye, guys.